Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to
Potato Shot Podcast in the house. Last show for UFC for the year.
Can You Believe It? Do you remember when it used to be all the big shows were really good? And this is their big finale to Stephen Wonderboy
Well,
Thompson.
right now you have Jose Aldo doing his best Yoda impersonation, riding that old boy's back,
Bear.
bear around the ring. Uh, I mean, I know what he's going for, but oh, there you go.
Well, we have really, the prelims wasn't that good, but this one's been so far.
Well, the prelims were they all went the distance. The main event has been the main card has been fun because you've got actually had some finishes.
Right. So please, if you're watching on YouTube, go down there, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Whenever we go live, you'll see something. Oh no, they're wanting to see free stuff, I believe, but you're just going to hear about it. That's the bad thing here.
Well, let's see. Let's going to go to the scorecards. What do you think? You think Jose did enough?
No, I think Jose has lost the fight. He'll continue on not being.
I don't know. Jose may have got done enough to get it done.
Right.
We'll see.
I think they're finally pushing the Connor. That's the big fight that everyone's going to want to watch.
That is the big fight. Unfortunately, it's not coming until the first part of next year, next month.
Right.
So
January 23rd is supposed to be, but I think is when it takes place, and I think that's going to be a big show.
Who do you got winning that one?
I think Conor McGregor.
I still think Connor's the superior striker.
He has the superior striking, yes, but it's going to be a really because I don't think this is the Dustin Poirier he fought that we saw from.
Dustin Poirier is a different fighter than he was when they first fought. I granted that's true, but I do believe you're going to see Conor McGregor probably still outstriking.
Right.
And
let's
see. I think I don't know. I think Jose might have done enough to get a decision here. Let's see. We're going to find out. Big Dave Murgliata. He's going to give us he's going to raise the victor's hand.
Go to the scorecards. All three judges scored 29-28. Your winner by unanimous decision, Jose.
Yep, Jose Aldo, unanimous decision. This is a good run.
He's looking good. I mean, but boy, he loses that weight. He's already going down. He was 145. Now he's dropping down to even lighter. It's not like he has a lot to lose. But he's done it. And the older he gets, the harder it is. But
sure. Yeah.
Last night was final battle, Ring of Honor.
Okay.
And
how'd that go?
Rouge is still the heavyweight champion of Ring of Honor. He beat Brody King. So
as he should. Brody King's a piece of trash. It should be beat anytime he fucking gets anywhere near anybody.
Yeah, I don't have much faith in the Brody King going very far in the business, but I don't know what it is about these guys getting these spotty tattoos.
I'm not even concerned about his tattoos. I think he's just a piece of trash.
What?
As a person. Right there, Brody King. Here, put that to the camera. That's for Brody King, for all of you watching.
So. Yeah, so if you're watching, click the subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. You see the Potato Shot PC is where we're as our handle, and then I should have put the Instagram as Potato Shot Podcast. So follow us on all three social media. That'd be wonderful.
Guys, be on the lookout too. Brian's going to start a OnlyFans page.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
to be back in the win column of a very tough Marlon Bear, sorry.
O Rei do Rio está de volta e uma vitória expressiva. Como você se sente depois de uma vitória? Não somente uma vitória, mas contra o Marlon Vera. Me sinto muito bem, obrigado, Daniel. Thank you so much, man. Fico bem feliz, né? Eu acho que eu estava precisando de uma vitória nessa categoria. Eu vim para hoje para lutar, para vencer. E é interessante.
Okay. Well, it's just the Jose Aldo interview going on right now. He's talking about his win. Of course, he's never taken the time to learn English. And they said that's one of the big things that had he took the time to learn English, because we're the only country, like we're one of the three countries that are pay-per-view. So he needs to sell it to the audience here, you know?
Well, sometimes being the technical best, you know, because for a long time, I mean, he was untouchable. He was tough to beat. That doesn't always translate into something that people want to watch.
Right.
You know, people are always critical. You know, I've heard people bitch about Tito Ortiz over the years, and you know, Conor McGregor and these guys, you know, that come out there and they talk all this trash and this, that, and the other. But then how do you sell a fight?
Right.
How do you sell a fight if you don't have any animosity there? You know, don't get me wrong. I mean, you don't want it to be fake. I want it to be organic. But you know, Conor McGregor is his own hype machine. That's why the guy's the biggest paid, you know, UFC fighter that there is.
Right. Absolutely. So if you're watching, you can make a comment, and I'll bring your comment up onto the screen too. And while you're at it, please click the subscribe button on this YouTube page. That would help us out.
And then follow us on some other social media, Instagram at Potato Shot Podcast, and on Facebook at Potato Shot. Is it podcast?
On Facebook, yes. And then Twitter is Potato Shot PC.
Potato Shot PC on Twitter.
And, of course, as far as the next fight, it would be Dillashaw. We're talking about Dillashaw a lot. Says, hey, Dana, make it happen.
That'd be a good fight.
Oh, that would be a good fight. I'd like to see Jose and TJ Dillashaw get it on.
Right.
That'd be a really good fight.
Let that one happen.
Absolutely. Boy, it's been a minute since old TJ's been in the ring.
Well, that's what happens when you get caught cheating.
Yeah.
He looked like he was completely drained, like he was sickly. When he was about to fight Henry Cejudo. So when he got squashed by Cejudo real quick, that wasn't a big shock to me. I would have liked to have seen it stop a little bit later. He was on the right way to getting stopped, but he was.
Wasn't there talk that Henry Cejudo is going to make a comeback?
No.
I want to say that I heard somewhere that he was looking at
free on ESPN2. I would highly recommend anyone didn't see this fight. Christmas Eve. They're going to show this past Saturday's fight. That's a really good show.
Yes.
9 p.m. December.
Yes,
that's
lot
nice
of wars on that pay-per-view there. Highly recommend it.
Now, you know, that's what they really should do with all their pay-per-views. Remember how HBO. Mike Tyson fight on pay-per-view Saturday.
That's right.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, then
because
it's-
no one's going to repay for
Showtime would do the same thing.
No one's going to pay for pay-per-view after they learn about the fights.
Right.
And especially
But
now
they may watch it on
yeah.
free TV.
Oh, absolutely they
Right.
would watch it. So in turn, if UFC was smart, that's what they would start doing. Because there's going to be because I would probably buy. There's certain ones I would buy, and then there's certain ones that I would just all right. I'll hold off till the following Saturday for.
So
I think Wonderboy's going to beat him. Wonderboy, I saw made a statement that he wants to see this. He wants to see this. He wants a top-ranked fighter after this.
okay.
So.
One tap, that's that. One swipe, one slide, sing it back. Always on the pulse, yeah, we gotta go.
So I guess after this, there'll be the big Canelo fight coming up
Yeah,
tonight.
Canelo's fighting tonight.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for Canelo. I like him.
I want to see Triple G Canelo.
Triple G just won his fight.
Yeah, last night. Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
You'd like to see the rubber match?
Oh,
between them?
absolutely. I think that makes sense.
You know, it would be a great fight.
Right.
The problem is, though, is that fight would be so close. I think it's still Triple G would have to change his game plan to where he went for where he actually went for the win by decision.
Right.
Because I just don't think he's going to knock out Canelo.
Oh no, and he's definitely going to have to be more aggressive, like you said, because you never leave it to the hands of the judges.
No, that's awful.
Oh, is the fight over? Let's see. Which fight are you speaking about? If it's Wonderboy, they haven't taken place yet.
Right, they're just getting ready to fight.
The main card's been good if you're still watching. The prelims was all, except for one fight, was all decisions. Woo. Who was the guy? The one he had two fights. This guy from Detroit just fought earlier. He fought the Brazilian. No, that don't help you.
This is a huge opportunity for me to show the UFC that I'm not just a gatekeeper. I can still make that timeline.
He's a sensational striker. Oh! He can do a lot of techniques that you rarely see inside the octagon with stunning accuracy.
I think I can go out there and break Jeff. Not just physically, but mentally. With my style, it's very difficult.
Hey, think about that coat he was wearing.
Guys, you know, when they step out in the octagon,
What's the big? Let's say so.
they feel the flow, they feel the movement, they feel the power of my strikes and kicks. And you can kind of slowly see that spirit break.
I watched a documentary on. It was Chaos Williams lost. He lost to Michael Lima by decision. That was a good fight. I enjoyed that one. Marlon Moraes lost to Rob Font, and Greg Hardy lost to Ty Barua.
Ready to step back out there and show the fans of the UFC that I can still bang it out with the best. Come December 19th, you will see the best Steve Wonderboy Thompson.
All right, we'll see.
No, he won't. I watched a documentary about Chris Adams,
Okay.
and it was interesting, and I'd highly recommend it in some aspects.
But there are aspects you don't.
But it was like everybody that they interviewed were. I mean, they had interviews from stuff with Gary Hart, old clips from him talking about Chris Adams and things.
Is any of that from like that one documentary, the Rise and Fall of World
No, I don't believe so
World
because
Class Championship Wrestling?
I don't I don't remember Gary Hart being at his gravesite during that documentary.
He wasn't.
Okay, so this is new stuff. Now maybe it came from but like they talked to all of his friends, talked to the guy who actually shot him, talked because he told the story of why.
This guy's still in jail, or is he
He
out?
never went to jail
Oh.
because Chris Adams got high. I guess he got high.
So what's the story of Chris Adams then?
Pretty much how he came from England. He became this massive superstar in United States. And one of the guys on there was like from England. He said all of his friends that went from the UK, everyone that comes back are either in a box or drug addicts. So
Did it go back from here?
yeah, with all these UK wrestlers would fly over, and so if you go down the list, I mean, I guess so. British Bulldog, Chris Adams, Dynamite Kid, yeah. But it was a sad it was a sad documentary too
Why did the guy shoot him?
because he was high on.
Self-defense?
Yeah. Chris Adams went to choke him out and was squeezing his neck. He said he was about to go out, and he went and grabbed the gun. I think he hit him with the gun first time, but it didn't phase him, and he shot him. So wound up shooting him. But like he interviewed some stripper in a strip club. She looked like she was still, you know. Hopefully, all them folks have gotten clean. I don't know, but it was a weird paper. It was a weird documentary, but it was put together pretty good. So Jeff Neal's just entered the ring, and he's getting prepped. So while we're waiting here, if you want to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, Potato Shot Podcast on Instagram. If you're on Podbean, you can listen to our podcast.
Yep. A new one up as of today, right?
Yep, new one came up today.
New one today.
Once a week, we get a new one up. We're going to have more videos here on YouTube. So please click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and help us out because we get that 1,000 viewers. Things help us. We get a little bit more money. We can get more production, all that good stuff. So Wonderboy Thompson's getting ready to come out now. Okay. Who's that?
Tenacious D. That's his walkout.
Okay. How did you know that was his? Did you know that song?
No. I just used Shazam, and it told me who the song was.
So Wonderboy's walking out to Tenacious D's Wonderboy.
Appropriate.
Sure. Just no different than Mickey Gall coming out to Mickey.
That was terrible.
And
I mean, I appreciate why he did it. I get that, but gosh.
No.
He always fights the same way. And I said to him, well, Jeff Neal thinks that he's just going to cook the cake up and force you back. And he can't smoke to me. He said, yeah, He's been trying to do that since day one. That's the way people always approach a fight with me, and they're not very successful, Daniel.
And then when they feel him, when they feel the distance management, they feel the trap that he sets, they all stand and take pictures. But he said he's constantly setting traps for these fighters. That's why they never know how to truly approach him. And I asked Wonderboy, I said, as we get older in our careers, you start to question whether or not this person
57-0 career kickboxing record. Good God.
And he's lost, what, 3 times in UFC?
Yes.
Or did he draw with Tyron?
He might have had one draw, one loss, and then, of course, he lost to Pettis by knockout.
Right. But he beat BFM champion Jorge Masvidal.
How about it? I was hoping they were going to put that fight together again, the BMF fight, but now they've got Colby Covington
Right.
going to fight him, and I think that's
Is
the better.
Is that going to happen?
I think that's what they're working on. I hadn't seen anything they've officially put it, but that seems to be the money fight. That'll be
that would be a money fight.
That's going to be the don't miss that one kind of fight.
Right. But, sad, I think, on one hand, I think Colby will beat him. Colby's a good fighter.
Colby is good.
I know
I'd like to see Colby take on Usman again.
Yes, I would like to see him have a full training camp. I think that's the one thing that hurt Colby the first time,
I'm not taking anything away from Usman, man. I mean, Usman took it to him.
He did. He broke his jaw.
And when the action begins inside the octagon, your referee in charge, Mark Goddard. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, and the fighters are
All right.
Fight fans are watching live. Let the world know you are ready. Introducing you, friends. Fighting out of the blue corner. He's a striker, wrestler, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall. Weighing in at the welterweight limit, 171 pounds in 15 professional fights. His record stands at 13 victories with 2 defeats. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas.
He's the favorite.
Who is that guy? Jeff
Yeah.
Neal? Wow.
And across the octagon stands.
I do look forward to when we get back to having crowds. Because there's times, man, when the crowds are electric. You know what I'm saying? And the excitement inside the building just
I think it helps the
feeds.
fighters.
It helps the fighters, but it also feeds, the excitement of the pay-per-view,
Right. I think it helps with that. God, now, like I think any sporting event, because you feed off the crowd. If it's anything from professional wrestling to this,
Agree.
How about some numbers for you? This is the final fight of 2020, the 456th UFC bouts of the year.
wow.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
The pandemic happened and UFC barely skipped a beat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for that. I mean, it's guys like them and WWE and whatnot. I mean, they've obviously had to adjust fire, but they've continued to provide us with entertainment.
Right.
And so I'm thankful for that. That we still have had them. Granted, it's not the same as having the audience there, but you know what? We've had some really good fights this year too, even in light of the pandemic. So I mean, and talking about that, as we talk about on our podcast, there's a lot of exciting things right now happening in pro wrestling. You've got AEW and Impact Wrestling are working together now. A lot of exciting things, and then of course, I think on one of the upcoming, and guys, in an unrelated subject, if you haven't seen the season finale of The Mandalorian, good stuff. If you're a Star Wars fan, you really will enjoy it. So, I'm curious to see if Wonderboy's elusiveness. She's like Lyoto Machida. You know, they both have karate background, and
Right.
you know, and one thing I like about that style, it doesn't always lend to an exciting fight. But what I like about it is they're elusive. They take very little damage. Um, and to me, that's probably one of the best styles to try to have. I mean, if I was going to be in a fight, the less damage I could take, the better.
Right.
You know, but now that being said, you know, you've also got to prepare for the fact of you're not going to be able to keep everybody at bay. You know, that's where, you know, a lot of your Brazilian jiu-jitsu and stuff like that comes in is you know, they're prepared for when somebody closes the distance and now you're forced to have to fight them, you know, kind of grapple and stuff like that. You know, you're not able to just to keep your distance and strike.
Right.
But Wonderboy has always been impressive with how he fights. I mean, Machida, same way. You know,
Boy, Machida, once he got taken out, he was out. He didn't really, I mean, you know, when he got beat up by old Shogun. I know he's had his victories afterwards. There was a few here and there, but
yeah, I
he was
mean,
never the dragon, the heir of the dragon, as he proclaimed when he won the belt.
right. I I really enjoyed Lyoto Machida though. But now, you know, talk about one of my favorite fighters, Shogun Hua. My God, man, I can just. I mean, he's got 3 or 4 fights that are probably, I would at least say top 20 of my all-time favorite fights, and I would say probably 2 of those are top 10.
Right.
One for sure is a top 5. The one with him and Dan Henderson, you know, one of their first fight.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was a beautiful thing. That was a true war. I mean, he's Shogun has given us some really memorable fights, and you know, and I hate when you see guys like Shogun and some of the older guard, and then some of these young guys come in there, man, and just manhandle them.
Right.
And that's hard to watch because I mean, you know, a veteran, somebody that's been through those kind of wars and things like that. But this is the fight business. I mean, you know, tonight may not just be your night. You know what I'm saying? But
Thompson kicked him in the cup, and he shook it off.
well, that was a commitment.
Roundhouse kick, and he fell down. Stephen Thompson, that was.
I think.
Oh no, poke.
Uh,
Headbutt.
I'm not sure. Yeah, headbutt. It was a headbutt.
They just accidentally
As soon as they hit, they both kind of realized what had happened, and Wonderboy was like, he reacted, and
right.
almost out of the round, aren't they?
Well, I asked my makeup artist, I said, do you dust him up or does he just look that clean? Oh, you're acting crazy right now. Look at that.
10 seconds left in this round.
All right, so I think Wonderboy has looked good, but I think Neal is working to find his range. I don't think he's really cut loose yet.
No, Neal seems. That was a really close round.
He's still, I think, filling it out.
Yeah, it's a very, very close round.
Yeah.
So the gash is over Wonderboy's. Was that right eye?
Yeah.
That's not good. So it can run right down.
And it's over Neal's right eye too.
Oh, good.
They both have.
Oh,
injuries.
his looks worse. It looks like Neal's looks worse. So while we're sitting here, please go to click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, Potato Shop Podcast, and you can find us on Podbean. We're going to be on all the major platforms for our podcast, which comes out weekly. So please check us out. Here we go. We're getting ready to go into round 2.
I'll be curious to see if
significant strikes was Thompson 19, Neal was 10.
I'll be curious to see if Neal steps up his pace as far as the amount of strikes and whatnot.
I think he's
I
getting
think he's feeling. I think it's like I said. I think he's just trying to feel Thompson out. But Wonderboy has such a awkward style. Sometimes finding your timing can be tricky.
Right.
Definitely not impossible, but just sometimes when fighters it's kind of tricky. And one thing I like about Wonderboy's style too is he's not flat-footed. He doesn't just stand there.
He keeps on his toes. He's bouncing.
He's moving. That's right.
Yeah. Boy, he's got some good kicks, though.
Yes, he does.
But if he's about to turn 38, he's going to have to hurry up.
Training partners are training partners, Mike, and they may be fantastic fighters, but they're never your opponent. And you learn that very quickly when you step inside the octagon with a specialist like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
But this is good for him, right? He's got a slow punch, complete stop.
Yes.
Get him up against the fence.
And he's winning this clinch position. Nice job by Wonderboy to get out of it. Fires a 1-2. Yeah, Jeff Neal knows that he needs to be all the way in or all the way out. He can't stand at range.
That was good. Looks good.
Steps up and then goes again.
That 1-2 was nasty, but Wonderboy, wow, look at that movement.
It's beautiful. It really is.
It's that he trains so much, and then he draws that reaction from Neal, and then he decides what he wants to do. Right? He never takes the first attack.
Yeah, I mean he old Thompson's kicks are impressive to watch. The way he throws them.
They are.
He just throws them with ease. But I mean, I guess that's a lifetime of training like that. You know what I'm saying?
What was he, 57-0 in kickboxing?
Kickboxing, yeah.
So. Oh, that was a nice.
Yeah.
Followed up with that 2 kicks to a punch to the face. You know what Hardy was doing tonight that I really liked? He was doing a lot of body. Of course, once he got taken down, he had no answer. But when he was on his feet, he was doing pretty good. I'm surprised he don't. I was gonna say I'm surprised he don't go into the boxing world, but he'd be so slow.
Yeah. Now there's still a big difference between the hands that these guys throw and hands that the professional boxers throw.
Yeah.
Because and in fairness, I mean, these guys aren't learning just stand up; they're learning ground game and the wrestling, jiu-jitsu. They're learning a little bit of everything.
Right.
They're learning to box. They're learning to throw kicks. And obviously, I mean, some guys find a discipline they like and they kind of focus on it more than others. It's funny because the Diaz brothers, both of them, phenomenal Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Gracie trained. You would think that would be their bread and butter of their fights. And granted, if it goes to the ground, they're comfortable there.
Right.
But they would rather fight on their feet.
Yeah.
The Diaz brothers would rather just throw hands with you than, take you to the ground. But either way, and that God knows I love watching the Diaz brothers fight, man. Because, I mean, not only do they talk trash and get the hype going, but they also go in there, man, and throw down.
That's one thing.
They walk the walk.
They will go in there and fight, win or lose. They're saying that Nick said he's going to fight in 2021.
All right. Well,
But it's so it's almost like
you hate
Like-
to get excited for it because, okay, yay, fights. When was his last fight? Anderson Silva?
yeah, and that was back in what 2016, 2017.
Yeah, I mean, so great. He came back, but then he was here today, gone today. It was like,
I mean, there's a lot of younger, hungrier, angrier fighters.
Brian, you need a mask.
Who said that? Oh,
Getting it done.
yay! How you doing, Dean?
Now, guys, I want to, on behalf of Potato Shop Podcast, apologize to those of you just tuning in. Earlier in the broadcast, Brian had said if you comment, he was going to bring it up on the screen and he was going to address it. And we've already had 2 comments that have made their way onto the board here that he's totally ignored. All right, that's round 2 in the books.
Round 2.
That's 2 in the books. Now these guys are bleeding, but that's from an unintentional headbutt. It's causing them both of them some issue. I don't think if the headbutt had taken place, I don't think they'd be having the issues that they're having right now with the blood flow. I still think Thompson's doing an excellent job with his striking, and he's staying back. Neal's gotten some good strikes in, but I think Wonderboy's still doing more than him. I think he's still.
I thought Neal was going to turn it up a little bit.
Right? When you see a boxing guy and he's got a cut over the eye, you see the Vaseline just all into the cut. But you don't see that with the UFC. I don't get why. I don't think that's the case. It's the same.
All right, right here we are, man. Middle of the road here. Round 3. I think after 2, if I was a judge, if it was to stop right here, I'd have to give it to Thompson.
Yeah.
Neal still looks good. I mean, both guys look very fresh. They don't look tired. Of course, now in fairness, they haven't been to the ground, and it has not been that kind of fight. But there's still a lot left in the tank for both guys to open up and make this exciting.
You cannot just stand there with Wonderboy and wait for him to finish to try to throw your strikes. When he's entering and he's throwing, you gotta be trying to throw at the same time as him, and then maybe something will land. Well, because he's not going to be there. No, he's waiting to throw after him. Wonderboy's gone. He's cut the angle. He's off. He's throwing his next technique from behind you. Yes. So when he enters, when he takes the lead.
Wow, that was nice.
Some of them kicks.
Yeah, Wonderboy just did a jab and then followed it up with a head kick, and it was pretty spot on. All right, and Neal's got him up against the cage right now. This is where Neal's been the most effective. It's when he's able to obviously close the distance and actually grapple, get into close quarters with Wonderboy with Thompson.
It's a pretty even. Let's see. Bye. Right now, who's winning? Probably Stephen Thompson. But it's been very close. Neal's been trying to get in there to get into the range, but he's having a lot of trouble, I think, with the karate stance of Wonderboy's.
Wonderboy's been very elusive, and he strikes, he moves, he strikes, he moves.
If you don't mind, please follow us. Click on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. Help us out all the way around. That would be beautiful if you would.
There's some blood in this match, but that's from accidental headbutt in round 1. Both guys opened up over their right eyebrow. So it's been a good fight, though. Both guys still, like I said, look very fresh. Neal seems to be picking up the pace a little bit right now, which, in my opinion, he needs to do if he's going to make a comeback here and win this fight, if it goes to the cards. I'm sure Neal's hoping for a knockout. but he's starting to pick up the pace and he's starting to flurry more. And he's actually this twice now he's closed the distance really good in this round with Thompson. So, but again, Thompson, gets away from him, starts jabbing, throwing head kicks. Just he's constantly on the move.
For what it's worth, this has been a good fight. I have enjoyed the fight.
Yeah, it's been a good fight. It's been a stand up fight. So, which honestly, that's what most people enjoy. They make for the more exciting fights because that's where you get your highest risk of fight ending early. If it goes to the ground, I mean, not that it can't end early on the ground because, I mean, guys have gone to the ground and gotten caught in a variety of different finishes. But there's also a strong possibility that it's going to be boring because the guys are going to be on the ground grappling, and grappling doesn't always equal excitement.
Right.
So.
One minute to go in round 3.
Mouthpiece fell out. Wonderboy allowed him to pick it up. That's one thing that's with this fight too is Wonderboy and Neal both have a lot of mutual respect for each other, and it's been a straight up clean fight. Nobody's trying to take advantage of the other. I mean, they haven't held back on each other, but been a lot of good sportsmanship here between both guys.
Right.
So, but I find that to be the case a lot of times with this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the fighters usually are. I mean, look again. I stand. You need your guys like Conor McGregor and Tito Ortiz that sell the fights. But at the end of the day,
I like having a good mix. I don't like when people make when you try to fake it, you can see it, and you see that if it's in sports, if it's in politics, like you'll see someone who's been successful this route, so that everyone starts trying to emulate that individual.
That's right.
And then because that's not how they do it, it don't work.
It doesn't translate for them. That's right.
So while we're on the break here, they're cleaning everybody up. Thank you for watching right now.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Let's see how many rounds are you guessing. Well, so far it's they're in the 3rd round, so they're going to be. If I'm betting, man, it's going to run all the way through 5.
Right. If it keeps going the way it's going right now, I look for it to go to a decision. And in my opinion, if it was to stop right now and we had to render a victor, I would give it to Wonderboy. I think Wonderboy's done enough to pull it off. But again, you got 2 more rounds to go. Neal was beginning to pick the pace up here in this 3rd round. So he could absolutely still turn it around.
Right.
But I would say that the 3rd round went to Wonderboy. Your thoughts?
Yeah. So far.
So right now, if I was a judge, I would have it 3 rounds to zip for Wonderboy.
So they're getting ready to start into
this is the
4th round.
Yeah, for the championship rounds.
So once again, while we're just getting underway, please, if you're new to YouTube, go subscribe, click the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter, Potato Shop PC. Follow us on Instagram at Potato Shop Podcast. We got a podcast weekly on Podbean. It's going to be on all the major Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Google, all that good stuff. We would love for you to follow us. Help us out.
We cover a variety of things. We're UFC guys. We like watching MMA. We talk Bellator. We talk UFC. We're also some pro wrestling guys. We love watching that stuff too. Grew up watching old Crockett Cup or the Crockett promotions, old WWE days, old Hulk Hogan and them. But we talk about a variety of different things. We also talk about a lot of pop culture. Just earlier in this broadcast, I changed subjects and I just said, if you haven't seen the season finale of The Mandalorian 2nd season, if you're a Star Wars fan, check it out. A lot of good things came out of it. And a lot of, I'm really excited about the future for Star Wars. So, Thompson's looking good right now. He's, again, one thing that I'm impressed by both of these guys is that how fresh both these guys still look. You know, they're maintaining their pace. But you know, they're. Oh, that was a nice spinning back fist. Neal just did a spinning back fist as they were breaking off of the cage. It didn't. He connected, but not solid enough to where it really did any real damage. So.
Undertaker was the king for a few minutes. You're absolutely right. That came from DDD Weather, Triple D Weather. It's a nice punch from Neal right down the
Right down the pipe.
Yeah.
The output from Thompson is just incredible. It's not slowing down. It's not waiting. It's still as fast, still as snappy, still as technical.
Boy, this has been a lot better than I was. Slip.
Yeah, it was a slip. He Neal threw a kick and slipped on the mat.
Did you see Night Court's coming back?
No.
Yeah. John Larroquette's going to be the main.
Is he going to be the judge?
Yeah, and then the girl Bernadette from Big Bang's gonna. She's gonna play, I think, Harry Stone's daughter.
Okay. Is Bull still alive?
Yeah.
Is he going to make an appearance?
That's all I've seen is that they were going to be redoing a new one.
Well, John Larroquette's funny. I mean, he's
right.
He was good on that. He's had some movies he was good in. Blind Date, obviously Stripes. But he also had a good run on Boston Legal. They brought him on there, and John Larroquette really did well there as well. So,
right,
him being involved at least piques my interest to say I'll give it a shot.
They're both beginning to slow down. It seems like. I mean, they've been going hard.
Yeah, they've been maintaining a pretty quick clip for their fight. So.
I mean, so far, this has just been an absolute showcase. That's 2 fights in a row, Mike.
I don't know that it will. We're less than 30 seconds left here in this 4th round. They're up against the cage right now. This is where Neal's tending to have most of his success. But unless something drastically changes going into the 5th round, I don't see Wonderboy losing this fight. I see him winning it on the cards.
Yes. Wonderboy grabbed his shin. It's kind of tender. Something's going on. I wonder what.
They're icing his knee, his right knee. So for the all 4 rounds, Stephen Thompson has thrown more significant strikes than Neal has thrown.
Except round 2.
Except for round 2. And that was by 3. Yeah. Neal threw 26, Thompson threw 23. So, again, Thompson's just getting it done on the striking. Yeah, his knee starting to, oh boy, look at that swelling there, right above the knee. Well, it's the 5th round.
Didn't he have an injury?
I can't recall, but I'm telling you that's nasty. Well, good thing this is the 5th and final. So all he's got to do is hold on for 5 more minutes. Even if Thompson loses this round, I think he's got 4 in the bag.
Yeah, but ooh,
But yeah, that looks bad. You just got to be careful. Now Neal's really coming after him now, throwing some bombs.
oh,
Yeah, look there. That was a good exchange right there. That's probably one of the more stern exchanges I've seen him take
right.
during this fight. I think Neal senses the urgency that he needs to get it done. As far as he needs to make something happen here with this fight. But again, Wonderboy's a tough. He's a tough fight in the sense that getting your timing down for somebody like Wonderboy can be hard, and so maybe sometimes it takes you a round or two to get your feeling, and
Right.
so we'll see. Yeah, that old Stephen Thompson. I don't know what he did to his leg there, right above his knee, but that thing is swelled up pretty good. Now both guys are starting to throw pretty hard. Neal's really starting to put some stank on it. I think he realizes he's got to finish Thompson in order to win this fight.
Yes.
Both guys now, obviously, like you said, you started seeing them to slow down there in the fourth, moving significantly slower in this round. But gosh, I mean, who wouldn't after fighting this fight? At the pace they kept. I mean, but these guys still look good, considering. But it's less than 3 minutes now. Been a very good fight. Very enjoyable. So.
Boy, that knee don't look good.
No. Like I said, it was best that it happened when it did because at least he only has to make it through this round. And then he can tend to it. So. See what we're going to have here, okay? Wonderboy is still on the attack, too, even with the knee, the swelling and stuff. I mean, he's still moving forward, still
Right.
actively engaging. So, he's a warrior. This fight right here will help Neal grow as a fighter. Because when you fight people like this that prove to be difficult for you, it gives him a chance to learn from this fight areas he can improve his game. So even if he loses this fight, he's going to walk out of it with something gained. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
It's just like if you fight a guy that has no, like Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar doesn't have a stand-up. So that's why all the guys want to fight him, standing on their feet because they know he ain't got no hands.
Right.
The challenge is not letting Brock get you on the ground because once he gets you on the ground, then it's a different story. And that, but you've got to, in order to become a complete fighter, you've got to be able to successfully fight guys with all these different styles if you want to be champion and be a successful champion.
Right. All right, we're less than a minute in.
All right, less than a minute, and unless something happens, tried to rear the spinning elbow.
Neal tried to spin an elbow.
Yeah, Neal tried to spin an elbow. Snapped his head back. Neal just snapped Thompson's head back with a jab. Or maybe an elbow.
He did better pick it up because otherwise he's about to lose.
Got less than 30 seconds, so.
Right.
I just think Thompson needs to be careful and don't decide to just stand there and finish the fight because this guy will knock him out. Cut's bleeding bad now. Less than 10 seconds.
Blood is going into Wonderboy's eye.
That's all right, though. He's still going to walk out of here with it.
And that is the fight.
That's the fight. All right. Good fight. I think it's a Wonderboy victory. he's definitely, the blood and cut from the accidental headbutt there in the first round, and then of course the knee injury or whatever there with uh, they're coming out of the fourth round. But guys, once again, if you're just now joining us, please, we're on social media. We're on Twitter at Potato Shop PC. We're on Instagram at Potato Shop Podcast. Potato Shop Podcast on Facebook, I believe.
Yep.
We're also on Podbean. We're going to be across all different platforms for our podcast. We release it weekly. We talk about MMA. We talk about pro wrestling. We talk about pop culture, movie, music. Pretty much a little bit of everything, stuff that interests us. And if that's, we'd love to have you tune in and give us a listen. And hopefully you'll enjoy it.
And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. We're trying to get as many subscribers as possible to help build the brand, and we can get more content up and things of that nature. So help us out, subscribe, click the notification bell. That way you can see whenever we release a new video, and like and share the videos. That's always a big benefit to us also. And we're still waiting. It's commercials right now. So
just to get to this point. And this is where the rest of the journey begins.
So significant strikes, Thompson 140, Neal 108.
Corey Main writes, cheers, guys. Cheers back to you, my friend.
Yeah, hello. Please like us, subscribe to us on all the social media, YouTube,
All right,
Twitter,
here we go.
Facebook.
Your winner by unanimous decision, Stephen Wonderboy.
Unanimous decision.
Unanimous decision. Wonderboy takes it.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, that was a good fight.
Hold on 1 second. What we're going to do is I'm going to bring Dean on. I'm going to see if we can get him on so we can hear it. So, yeah, it was a very good fight. Keep talking, though.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. It was definitely a lot of fun to watch. We hope you guys will subscribe to us on our social media platforms. Instagram, Potato Shop Podcast. On Facebook, Potato Shop Podcast. Twitter, Potato Shop PC. And if you would, subscribe and click on the notification bell for when we do when we actually do videos and post new original content on here.
So overall, tonight's card was good. It wasn't the big UFC like typical. I would say no, but for the most part, I think I would have to give it a. It was a good. The main card was excellent.
Yes.
Prelims, they went all to the. They were all on the.
Well, and guys, also if you're boxing fans, Canelo, that pay-per-view is probably is probably underway.
Right.
Canelo probably has not fought yet, but he will be. I'm a Canelo fan, so I'm pulling for Canelo to win tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, Neal's gonna come back. He'll be fine, even with his loss.
Oh, sure. This loss for Neal was a learning experience for him. It was learning of a style. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is one where he'll watch and see where his mistakes, where his opportunities were, and it'll grow him as a fighter. So the next time he sees Wonderboy, he's going to be a different fighter.
Right. Absolutely.
Tremendous fight. I mean, you're going to be happy for Wonderboy.
All right, we're going to bring Dean on real quick. I just want to do some quick testing with it. Let's see. Add to the stream. Speak to us for a minute, Dean.
Hey, Dean.
What's going on?
Can you speak?
He's speaking,
Yeah,
but
can
we
you hear
can't
me?
hear him. Yeah, now we can.
I'm gonna just try this real quick. Speak now. I want to hear what if we can hear you when we plug it in here. Can you speak?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I was looking at, yeah, your mic's still a little messed up. It was kind of vibration.
Yeah, it's weird.
So right, yeah, and I think what I'm gonna have to do is get like headphones and actually plug in, so that way if we have someone come on, we can do this and we can hear you. Plus have our mics in because our mics are now unplugged. You know.
Yep.
All right, Dean.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for coming on for just that brief second. I just wanted to see about having someone actually log in and talk to us. Did you get to watch the fights?
That's awesome. I just want to see if it's pretty good. You can log in and do that. That's all. Pretty awesome.
Right. All right, man. Well, thanks a lot. We'll see you later. All right. Once again, the fights are over. We want to just thank you, like you said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the notification bell. Subscribe to us on Twitter at Potato Shop PC, Instagram at Potato Shop Podcast, and Facebook. And until next time, I'm Brian.
I'm Iron Dutch Murdoch.
We'll see you later.